put myself in that place. Thinking about it is making me feel really wound up. Anyway, hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I've just had my hair freshly cut and blow dried, so don't mind my new hair. Probably doesn't even look that different, but I love it. I've also put my sunglasses on my head because I'm going to try and avoid touching it with anxiety, because we all know that that's something that I do with anxiety and someone has trolled me for it. So if you're that person, but yes, just, yeah, thought I would point out the fact that I've got nice hair in this video, and I've decided to wait until today to do this video so that I did have nice hair. So yeah, anyway, moving on from that fact. So I thought it was time to do a little catch up and talk about what went wrong on our supposed to be amazing Paris holiday, and talk about the reality of things and living with a chronic illness and just living life with, like, what happens when stuff goes wrong, because what you see on social media isn't always the truth. Because I'll be honest with you, I've posted 3 videos from my trip. I've still managed to get 3 things of content out, and whilst we were there, honestly, it felt like the shittest trip, I'm not gonna lie. But yet somehow I've managed to make it look somewhat alright. So just bear that in mind, because when you see these people having these amazing times, just remember that stuff happens, and if stuff happens to you, it happens to other people too. So let's start. I've written down all the things on my phone, so bear with. So I just want to say, something happened nearly every day. We went away for a whole week. The plan was, so because I suffer with fibro and my mum has arthritis, we used to do like city trips in 3 days, and we used to love them. Used to be one of our favourite things to do. However, now because we're both disabled, it's easier for us to spread it over a week so that we can then have rest days in between. We did that when we went to Barcelona and it worked really well for us. So that was the plan this time round, but in amongst that we were going to do 2 days in Disney whilst we were there. That was the plan. So Monday arrived. We were at the airport. So me and mum have special assistance because, like I said, we're both disabled, which means that if you are not disabled and don't know what that means, basically for us that means we get put on the plane separately. We get wheelchairs, and yeah, it just means we get help on the plane. And we also go, if there's stairs to get onto the airplane itself, we get put on like a lift thing and lifted up onto it. Normally how this works is, well, the only other times we've used it, we would get put on first, and they give us time to sit down, get comfortable, and then they put the rest of the passengers on the flight. Works really well. For some reason this time they kept saying to us and the people who were doing special assistance that they were refueling. That was rubbish. They were loading the other passengers on first. Apparently it depends on what the pilot wants to do. We found out afterwards, and for some reason the pilot wanted to let the other passengers on first and then put us on, which again, it was okay. It is what it is. We got our stuff on, but unfortunately it would have been fine had the air stewardesses not been rushing us them because we were slightly delayed leaving, and they were then, we had just got on and we've just found our seats, and they were shutting the overhead lockers before we even had chance to even put our stuff up, and trying to push us along. And now, not all disabled people have anxiety, not all disabled people have that issue, but if you're disabled, more than likely you need a little bit more time to sort yourselves out. So that wasn't the best experience. I then had a bit of an issue with an air stewardess because for me, taking off on a flight, I suffer with anxiety, as I've pointed out many a time. Flying for me is something that I struggle with. So one of the things I do to cope with that is I have noise cancelling headphones and I watch a film on my iPad and I play Candy Crush or something, and I do that for the whole flight. Doesn't matter how long the flight is, I will just watch a different film, and I have to do that for takeoff and landing especially, and iPads, you are allowed to do that as long as they're on flight mode. Laptops are the only thing that has to be put away. My case makes it look like a laptop because it is a keyboard case, so they came over and said, can you put that away? Obviously I can't hear them because I've got my headphones in, so mum's talking to this lady. I look over and they're discussing my iPad, and she said, you need to put that away. Mum's going, no, it's an iPad, and she's saying, no, it's a laptop. She's arguing with my mum, so I turn around and say, no, it's definitely an iPad, and I'm literally taking it physically out of the case to show her it's an iPad, and she's saying, okay, but you still need to put it away, and I'm saying, no, that's not the rules. So she still arguing with me, got the manager over, and the manager said that's fine, she can have the iPad, because I literally said if I don't have this I will have a panic attack, which I would, because I know what happens with my system. It's not a threat, it's something that will happen. So that wasn't the best experience, but then thankfully that was fine and we took off. Flight was fine. Then we landed. We then just thought when we land we'll get an Uber, because this is what we've done when we have gone to Paris before, and what obviously we get special assistance both sides, so when we land we then get wheelchairs because the airport is massive that side, and we get special assistance, so me and mum get wheelchairs. Dad comes along with us, but they take us along, basically get don't have to wait in the queues and stuff. It makes life a lot easier for us. And then we decided that, we were going to get an Uber. So we said, the special assistance guy said, how are you getting picked up? And we said, oh, we want to get an Uber. So they said, great. And I showed them like what it was giving me option wise for pickup. So they said, okay, pick that one and then ring them and I'll speak to them, because this is what, and previously when I have gone to Paris they have done this for me before and it's worked perfectly. They've spoken to them and they've come to our location, so it's been great. So I knew that this is something that has worked before, and it's been very, very helpful, and they've been lovely. So anyway, so called the Uber driver, said, look, they said, I didn't understand them. They said, look, we're at this place, they've got special assistance, they can't go down to this level where normally the Ubers go. Can you come to this section? We weren't asking them to go to a different section, it was still a taxi section. So it was still a section that they could get to. I thought, great, sorted, done. The special assistance team then left us, took the wheelchairs back because we all thought it's sorted, the Uber is coming, it's going to be here in a second, it's a done deal. Uber was saying it's here, we can't see it. I look on the map, it says it's not where I am. The Uber driver starts to call me and I'm going, hello, because obviously I can't speak French. no, I can't speak French. I can speak basic, but I can't speak French. My dad can speak slightly better French, so tries to speak to him. And there was this really nice man stood next to us, and he said, would you like me to speak to him on the phone? He was a Frenchman but spoke really good English. And we said, yes please. So he spoke to him down the phone, and he's saying, Uber driver is saying you have to go down to another level. He will not come up here. That's all he's saying. And anyway, in amongst this conversation, the Uber driver cancels us. So we were then like, great, what do we do now? So we were speaking to some people around us. There was a really nice lady there that was offering to help, and she also spoke really good French. And she, because obviously where we were there were taxis, but there was no Ubers coming, but there was taxis. And so she went up to one of the taxi drivers and said, are you able to take a taxi from here? And they said, no, you have to pre-book these taxis along here. In order to go and pick up a taxi, you have to go downstairs. But obviously we've got 2 large suitcases, we've got 2 pull-along suitcases, we've all got a rucksack each, and yes, we do overpack when we go on a week's holiday. And me and Mum are exhausted, and they've taken the wheelchairs away from us, obviously because they thought that we had got our Uber was coming, and special assistants had left us. So we were like, and the airport is huge, and so we're like, well, where have we got to go? We really don't want to be walking very far. So this lovely lady worked out where we had to go, and she said there's a lift right here. She literally took us to the lift, bless her. Thankfully it really wasn't far, so we went down this lift. Then we just literally, it really wasn't that far in the end, but still stressful. Then we found the way to just jump in a taxi, got in a taxi, got there. Stressful. And then Uber threatened to not give me my full money back, but don't worry, I got it back. So then we got to our hotel, and we walked into the hotel, and we thought, this is quite nice, it's quite modern, you know. So we thought, oh, we'll sit here and wait for because it was like an hour until we could check in. So we thought, oh, we'll just sit here and wait. So that's what we did. And then we got into the room, and initial thoughts were, it's small, but okay, we could probably make this work. And then, I mean, I'll insert some clips. You will have seen it in the first vlog out of the 3 vlogs. Then I noticed that there was 3 giant holes in the wall in the bedroom, and I thought that's odd. Then I noticed the dressing table stood up on the side, because it was like a shelf dressing table. We were meant to be using this apartment as like a place, as a base, and we were going to be having like our meals at home. Mum was going to cook to save on money most nights, unless we were actually physically like in Disney or in Paris. We were going to be eating at home to save money. On the website it described a dining area. It was literally like a bar area and 2 bar stools. There's 3 of us, bearing in mind. 2. This room was supposed to fit 4 people. Catered for 4 people. 2 bar stools. Mum decided we thought we would try and cook food there. There wasn't enough plates or cutlery for 3 people. Meant to cater for 4. The TV was meant to have Netflix. It's advertised all across their like website and stuff. Like normally this isn't a big deal for us, but it was like a thing that was really advertised and pushed on their website. Only for Android users. We've all got iPhones and iPads. And there was only French TV. There was also no 4G in the area, so we couldn't connect to the internet. I'll see if Dad's got this clip because it's quite funny. Mum actually couldn't reach anything in the kitchen, because the way that they had put the kitchen, all the stuff was above her reaching level. That was fun. Mum and Dad went and did a little food shop so that we could eat. They actually didn't feel safe having their phones out for Google Maps. And we've stayed in some, you know, interesting places. But this was not their favourite. We asked if they could move us into a different room because of the issues in our specific room. They didn't have another room available for the whole week. We also did ask if things could be fixed or, like, you know, changed before we complained about anything, by the way. So we asked for more plates, more cutlery. We asked for the dressing table to be put back on the wall. There were things that we did ask to get fixed before we just complained about stuff. But literally hours went by and we still hadn't received anything. Dad went down and asked again and we still hadn't received the basic stuff that we asked for. Normally my dad will find, so if I'm freaking out about a place, if my mum's freaking out about a place, my dad is normally the one that goes, look guys, we can make this work, we can do this, we can do that, it'll be fine. My dad won't, we can't stay here. So we were like, right, what are we gonna do? Basically, this is the Monday. On the Tuesday, we were planning on staying near Disney anyway, because Tuesday and Wednesday were Disney days anyway. So we said for easiness, we will go in a hotel near a Disney tonight, deal with the rest of the week later. Let's just get near a Disney tonight. We couldn't get in the same hotels we were staying in on the Tuesday night, which we'd already pre-booked. So we said, right, let's just get to a different hotel. They've got a room available at Dream Castle. Let's get there. We thought, great, let's jump in an Uber, get to Dream Castle, because this is now 10:30 at night. And as we were leaving, we spoke to a member of staff, and she actually agreed with us. There's a lot of stuff that was not up to scratch, and she'd been there 2 months, and she said there's stuff that's just not good in this place, and she said, I don't blame you. So if a member of staff is saying that, I mean, so yeah. So then we went to Dream Castle for one night. Beautiful, as you will see from the video. It is stunning. We had a free breakfast the next morning. It was just stunning. So anyway, we then moved to the next hotel. This hotel came with recommendations, I must say, and I'm a bit gutted to be dissing it, because I really wanted it to be good, and I think had so much stuff not gone wrong before this point, it might have been okay. But let me get into it. So we moved to the next hotel. This is Tuesday now, and they said we expected to drop our bags, go off into Disney for the day, but they said no, you can check in right now. So we said great. So we go and check in, we walk into the room, and there's problems with the fuse box. I'm clicking a button and there's buzzing happening. And I'm not clicking random buttons, by the way, I'm clicking like a light button in the main room. It shouldn't be making that buzzing noise. So, and there was flickering lights in the main rooms, and there was things that just weren't safe. So we went back down to reception, obviously, and said, look, I don't think this is quite right. And they said, no, we agree with you. So they said, look, we can move you to another room, but you're gonna have to wait till 2 PM because that's when the cleaning will be done, and we will put you in a better room, and we'll put you in a bigger room because of all the hassle and everything. And we said, fabulous, thanks so much. Then we went down at 2 to find out if we can move into our room, because we decided we might as well stay in the current room that we had until that time, because there's no point going anywhere or doing anything, because we had our luggage, we had stuff, and we might as well just wait, because it was like 12:30 at this point. 2, we went down to find out if we could move into the new room. She called the cleaner. She said it's going to be another hour. Right, so we thought, again, there's no point going anywhere, we'll wait another hour. And then at 3 we get into the room. We unpack, we decide, right, let's go into Disney. Even if it's just for the evening, let's go into Disney. About 3:15. The bus, it's supposed to be like a free shuttle bus from this hotel. So the bus is meant to be coming at 3:30. So we're waiting for the bus. It's now 3:45. No free shuttle bus has come. So I go into reception and I say, no free shuttle bus. She said, yeah, the next one's at 3:50. I said, yeah, I know, but we were here for the 3:30 one, plenty of time, and it's not come. And she goes, oh, well, I don't know where he is. I said, why are you looking at me for? I don't know where he is. And she said, well, he might be late. And I said, is he normally on time? And she goes, yeah. And I'm going... Anyway, there's a public bus which stops outside at this hotel and does go into Disney, and it had gone past our hotel quite a few times, and it would mean paying €2 each, but it means we would get in. So we thought, right, okay, we can do that. The next one for that would be 4:15. Takes about 5 or 10 minutes to get into Disney. So that's that. I then realised the box office in which we would have to go to collect and pay for Dad's ticket shuts at 5. So although we could manage it at a push, it would be so stressful, and we had just all had enough that we were just like, nah, we're done, we're not doing Disney today. So we decided to, we hadn't paid for anything for this day, so we decided to cancel our reservations and postpone it and do another day later on in the week. So we decided to go back to the hotel room, order an Uber Eats, and try and have an early night. Oh, I forgot to add that we could extend our stay at this current hotel for the rest of the week, and we decided that that's probably the easiest option, just to extend where we were and go back and forth to Paris from where we are. Although it's not ideal, we had a kitchen area, we could manage it because we could get the free shuttle into Disney and then the train into Paris. That's the easiest way to do it. However, we were told what we had to do was, because we'd already checked in for the night we were staying then, that Dad had to go down to reception and book the rest of the week via them. So that's fine. So that's what we decided to do. Ate our food. I had a panic attack. Oh, I forgot to mention, I had a panic attack at the first hotel as well. So Mum actually, I didn't realise this, but Mum actually filmed me having a panic attack on the first hotel. And I may or may not insert a clip of it. The only reason she filmed it was because it was more just to show me how I dealt with it. We're trying to see how because I'm a lot better at handling them now. I may or may not insert a clip of that, but it's very vulnerable. So I will speak to my family about that. But I had a panic attack in the first hotel. I then also had a panic attack after we'd finished eating in this hotel. There was a lot of things that brought on the second panic attack. I suffer with, and I don't know if I've mentioned it on my channel, but I do suffer with a bit of germ anxiety and health anxiety. I don't think I've really talked about it at all, but it's something that I've suffered with for a long time, but I haven't really, I guess I really haven't dealt with it, to be honest. But if my anxiety is already high, that is something that gets triggered, and obviously from all of this my anxiety was already very high, and I was trying to suppress it, which doesn't always help. I was using techniques that I knew, but when you're that far gone, they don't necessarily work. And when I am anxious, I need a safe space, and when I'm at home, my safe space is the car or is my home, especially my room, my bed. So when we are abroad or away, my safe space is the hotel, or our room in the hotel. So for me, feeling safe in a hotel room is really important, and feeling comfortable in it. So because we changed so much, we kept moving, and I hate change anyway, and we kept moving rooms and we kept moving hotels. I was really disrupted, and I didn't have a safe space. And I then already seen on the duvet of the bed in this current hotel, there were hairs which weren't mine. It made me feel sick. So obviously I didn't feel safe in this hotel we were at because of all the changes and all the other issues. But I knew that we'd just extended our stay for the rest of the week, so I knew that money had come out. I knew that we had moved so many times already. I knew that we were all exhausted. There was a multitude of things that I already knew, and I knew that it would be a pain in the arse if I said anything, and I said what I wanted to do. And I didn't want to be that person, but I was, because I couldn't keep it in anymore, which resulted obviously in a panic attack. So we decided that the best thing to do for all of us would be to move to Dreamcastle Hotel for the rest of the week, because that was the one place where I felt safe, and it was the one place where we all slept and felt comfortable. And because Dad had gone down and paid for the week separately at the other hotel, we got that money straight back, so that was a positive. We had to stay one night in the current hotel because we had previously paid for that. We would miss out on that money and we'd have to pay more to go to the other hotel. So I did what I had to do to get some sleep. I did my techniques to calm myself down. I covered myself pretty much head to toe in my clothes, in my smell. We could actually see, and you will see from the first vlog, we could actually see the fireworks and the drone show from out our window, so that was quite a nice distraction, so I watched that. There was also a thunder and lightning storm, so that was quite fun to watch. And I just tried to distract myself with my programs on my iPad, and I did what I had to do to get some sleep. I wish I could say that the rest of the holiday went smoothly, but it really didn't. I think realistically, from all the drama that happened in the first few days, I mean, I had 2 panic attacks in the space of 2 days, and we moved, I don't know how many times, 4 times, 5 times in the space of 2 days, and we could have done with a break, but instead we were there, we had to make the most of it, so we carried on, and we were living on top of each other as well, and we were just exhausted. So the rest of the trip was hard work. We got some nice moments in there, and I got some pictures printed off from the holiday, and me and Mum laughed at them because we said it actually looks like we had a nice holiday. And we can laugh at it now, but at the time it was really hard, and it didn't help the fact that it peed it down the whole time. It was so wet and horrible weather the whole time, which made it even harder. But you know, these things happen and we adapt to them, we work around it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the rest of the holidays this year go better. So yeah, but I just thought I would, you know, give some behind the scenes reality of our holiday. So although the 3 vlogs may make it look somewhat fun, that was what was actually going on behind the scenes, and we somehow still managed to survive. So if you're planning on going on a holiday anytime soon, good luck. No, it was fine. And I don't really know how to end this, but I just thought I would explain it all. I don't really know why. Do you really care? Probably not. I'm waffling now. Please go and watch the other vlogs, even though they're all lies. I'm joking, they're not lies. That stuff did really happen. We did kind of have fun at times. I probably won't see you for a while now, because I'm not really a YouTuber anymore. I'm just a pretend one. So yeah, this is probably the last vlog or video you'll get for a while. But I'll see you when I next see you.